Hey everyone, today we're diving into those spooky deserts. Yes, you heard it right. These spots are what many have dubbed the death marshes. As the environment deteriorated, acidic water killed crops and plants. The once large clan is now just a few elders. Osha was stunned when she learned the truth. Her eyes turned glassy, she stumbled away weakly. Their hope crumbled like a bubble. Despair drove Osha, who had struggled all her life, to break down, turning to exclaim, "Look, it's a mess here." The girl excitedly pointed at a shooting star, but the adults called it a satellite. People once used them for messages. Everyone watched shows before, now they only gaze at the stars. Now the planet feels like a quiet island. The white-haired lady comforts her baby in the womb. "Nothing good out there. I hope my baby stays cozy inside." She proudly showed off her priceless antiques, which turned out to be heirloom seeds. Osha found the blood bank guy chatting about their family's wellness secrets. Crossing the rocky wasteland was slim. Leaving the war vehicle, they could ride the paint-covered motorcycle for 160 days of wild adventure. She offered to join them, but the blood bank guy said he wanted to take his own path. Osha thought having hope has become a luxury. Next day, the blood bank guy watched Osha and others fade from his high vantage. Suddenly, visions of his dead child haunted him, his promise to protect her echoing. He vowed to catch her, speeding eager until they'll lie. Finding Osha, he showed his DIY map. The Doomsday Fortress is our way home. Seeing their confusion, he elaborated the Doomsday Fortress as water and thriving greenery. They could return through the same path. The road is clear, the undying bridge took all soldiers, leaving only youngsters. Just return to the canyon, blow up the mailbox, and block the old path. They also had the driver boy who knew the fortress well. The group liked the plan. Seeing Osha still worried, the blood bank guy said this plan won't be easy. But he promised another 160 days of riding was another paradise. They'd only survive if they returned. With Osha's agreement, the counterattack began. Meanwhile, the undying bridge was still mourning his deceased wife, and his wounds looked scarier by the moment. It wasn't until the scout yelled a warning that they noticed Osha's winged vehicle in the distance. They scratched their heads, puzzled as to why she'd want to return. Suddenly, they realized Osha's shocking plan, and immediately ordered the raging soldiers to head out and intercept. With signal flares popping off, the furious vehicles came rushing in from all sides. It felt like a slow-motion blockbuster. As countless war vehicles charged like the wind, the blood bank guy rushed to unlock the gasoline tank while the driver boy was busy fixing the engine to buy them more time. The women on motorcycles skillfully flanked the scout vehicles, tossing bombs at the enemy war machines, a true case of heroic youth. But they quickly got hit by another vehicle and flipped, tumbling onto the sandy road. Rushing to check their injured, they saw war vehicles approaching with no escape. The women grabbed weapons and fired at the undying bridge, but their allies were bulletproof. As enemies closed in, the women shielded their comrades before quickly rising to shoot at the undying bridge, blissfully unaware of the danger lurking. While she was focused on the undying bridge, a massive truck rolled over her, and that moment was nothing short of brutal. On the other side, the furious vehicles reached the big truck's rear, shooting bolts into the tank and disconnecting it. Despite the women's desperate fight, the enemy outnumbered them. As the big truck slowed down, some were running out of options. The blood bank guy happened to be trying to cut through the chains at that moment. The blood bank guy managed to free one chain, but new arrows came flying at them in response. He and the blood bank guy had to go back to cutting, while more furious vehicles approached the massive truck nearby, firing wildly. This war vehicle was pulled over and flipped, heavily injuring the driver, while the blood bank guy was still desperately cutting chains. The war vehicle crashed, lost control, flipped. After slowing, airborne enemies struck, urgency heightened. The enemies detonated bombs with long poles, and several jumped onto the big truck. Luckily, under the blood bank guy's command, all the enemies were dealt, but not everyone in the front was so lucky. Soldiers tossed smoke bombs into the driver's cabin, setting the stage for an attack. Others took the chance to aggressively attack Osha, the women jumping out of the truck to eliminate enemies, only to be met with chainsaws from behind. They immediately tossed smoke bombs, hoping to buy some time for themselves. Meanwhile, the old lady looked dazed, severely injured, and still tried to, but just then, a soldier wielding a sharp chainsaw rushed fiercely towards the direction of the vehicle. The blood bank guy swiftly snatched the woman's gun, and just as the enemy swung down the chainsaw, he managed to take the enemy out. But then the soldiers retaliated one after another, and the enemies quickly countered. The short-haired girl didn't have time to react before she was forcibly taken away. The blood bank guy woke, saw enemies advancing to the front, quickly pulled out his weapon. As they neared the top, he sprinted up and knocked them away. Soldiers charged. Oshu defended but was flung away. At that moment, eyes locked, no words exchanged. In a moment of crisis, Oshu got onto the blood bank guy with her fake hand, preventing herself from falling behind. Just then, a soldier attacked from behind, thrusting his knife into Oshu's waist. With a scream, the old lady grabbed her weapon and turned to fight back. Though Oshu was gravely injured, she held onto the blood bank guy's hand tightly and fought ferociously against the enemies. Unfortunately, she was hurt worse and bled profusely and could only bear the pain while counterattacking. However, her fake hand was unable to bear it and was about to collapse, while the undying bridge's furious vehicles were closing in. Luckily, the driver guy finally fixed the engine, and the big truck surged forward, escaping the chase. At that moment, the driver guy seized the opportunity, kicking the blood bank guy over and successfully taking control of the big. The guy on the right tried to sneak away, but there was no way he'd let that happen. Just then, the truck accelerated again. The two were in sync. Oshu slowed down to the other side. As the soldier aimed flames at the blood bank guy, Oshu sped up and crashed into him, delivering a perfect blow. After completing it all, Oshu was utterly exhausted. The women yelled at the blood bank guy, "Quick, help!" Oshu's badly